Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. I have a fun piece from AMB Crypto titled, XRP built for practical use case to solve inefficiency in legacy banking system, says Ripple Exec. So I'm going to cover that and who this individual was who came from Goldman, actually. And, I might just be drawing a blank. I don't remember covering this when it happened, when she came on board here. I'll get into it in a second, though. So I'm going to cover that. I also want to share with you news that there is a brand new XRP-related YouTube channel. It's from XRP Moonshine, so I'm going to be covering that with you. And the last thing I'm going to touch on in this video before wrapping things up is a piece from CoinDesk that I found fascinating. And it's titled, Browser Extensions Can Help Scammers Steal Your Bitcoin, Casa CEO. Now, before we get going here, if you would please delicately tap that like button, and if you are a fan of Ripple and XRP, well, thanks for stopping by. Go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel. So let's dig into this piece here. Actually, you know what? Let me show you this one first. There's a piece, I pulled this up from Blockchain because it was, the Ripple executive in question is Brianne Madigan. And so I couldn't remember for the life of me who this was, and so I found her on Twitter, and I went ahead and I try and follow all the Ripple employees. So here's a piece. I'm going to read just a couple parts of this. So this was from May 28th, 2019. So not brand new news, but I don't know. I can't remember it for the life of me, but then again, I cover so much XRP stuff, there's no way I'm going to remember everything anyway. So a few bullet points here. Quick take. Former Goldman Sachs executive Brianne Madigan has left blockchain.com for Ripple, sources said. Second bullet point. This is the second Wall Street veteran to exit the firm this year. Third bullet point. Madigan was leading the firm's push to attract institutional investors prior to her exit here. And then there is a quote here from her. She writes, or she says, rather, it's in writing here, whatever. I am thrilled to confirm that I've joined Ripple to lead the global institutional markets team, said Madigan. This is an exciting time to be joining the Ripple team, helping to foster mass adoption of digital assets and transforming a global payment systems across the world. Right? So that's who this is now. So now let's dig into the original piece that I cited. XRP built for practical use case to solve inefficiencies in legacy banking systems, says Ripple Exec here. Here's a quote. We do not see crypto as replacing fiat. Brianne Madigan, the head of global institutional market at Ripple, said at the OECD Global Blockchain Policy Forum 2019. In the finance session, Madigan stated that Ripple was inclined toward interoperability and that replacing fiat was not their goal. The Ripple exec said, quote, we see opportunities for the two to coexist, and we see significant benefits in building networks of networks. We think about using digital assets as a great opportunity to solve the significant problem of trapped capital and pre-funding in the traditional correspondent banking system, which is extremely inefficient with the set of Nostro and Vostro accounts. We estimate that up to $10 trillion of trapped capital are being sued very inefficiently. I'm sure they mean used, but this is crypto media, so instead of used, it now says sued. So let's just read it like it says. We estimate that up to $10 trillion of trapped capital are being sued very inefficiently as a result of this legacy system that we are currently moving money with. And then the piece continues here. Ripple views cross-border payments as the most practical use for digital assets. Indeed. And added that XRP being hybrid between a utility and settlement token was specifically built for the payments use case. Indeed. I remember reading this, and I think it was something from David Schwartz. So typically people cite that XRP was built specifically for this use case. I don't think that's actually true, though. If you've got evidence pointing to the contrary, please let me know. I don't want to be wrong if I'm wrong. But I seem to remember David Schwartz saying something like, "Hey, we've created this new cryptocurrency." I'm paraphrasing, of course, but it's it fixes a lot of problems that were associated with Bitcoin. What can we do with it now? And so they didn't really know the direction that they even wanted to go. And I remember, and then there's separate from that, I remember Brad Garlinghouse, the early days, trying to figure out if they're going to go the route they ultimately did in terms of positioning XRP as a bridge currency for cross-border payments, or Ripple, seriously, they really considered this. They considered jumping straight into smart contracts. Now, the reason they didn't jump into smart contracts, I do remember this, is because the infrastructure was not sufficiently built out to that point, and they thought it was just one of those things where it's like putting the cart before the horse anyway. So that never came to pass. But I don't think that XRP was specifically created for this. It just works perfectly for it, which is awesome. Anyway, the piece continues. Madigan went on to address Ripple's involvement in XRP and tried to disambiguate the misinformation that plagued the ecosystem. Ripple did not create XRP, nor do we control it. If Ripple went away tomorrow, XRP would continue to exist as with our ledger. There are currently 150 nodes on our ledger, and Ripple controls and operates in only 7 of those. Right? And then the piece continues. Madigan said that backed going live with its long-awaited Bitcoin futures to the institutional clients was an important step for the overall crypto ecosystem. According to the head of Global Institutional Market, liquidity is an important factor for institutional adoption. She went on to say that liquidity is one of the significant hurdles of institutional adoption of crypto assets. Madigan also emphasized the development of derivative, deeper liquid markets and hedging instruments was a very important strategical step toward institutional adoption. And institutional adoption is absolutely coming. There's no way that institutions the world over are not going to want a piece of this asset class, because the asset class is never going away. Genie's out the bottle, and it's for the better. Anyway, in the panel discussion, Ripple exec echoed a similar sentiment to that of CEO Brad Garlinghouse while addressing Facebook's upcoming Libra project. Madigan admitted that while the community's reaction to Libra has been, quote, polarizing, she said that one of the best outcomes from its white paper was the fact that it forced the regulators to come to the table to develop a framework. And here's a quote. I think developing a constructive global regulatory framework for crypto assets and investing in one of the most significant hurdles to institutional adoption. And there you go. So all good things in time. It's all coming here. And now you know. So check out this. This is what I have pulled up on the screen here. This is a brand new XRP YouTube channel launched 2 days ago. You see the first video was September 13th. And this is XRP Moonshine. And now, I covered XRP Moonshine in a very recent video because I was covering his new XRP blog that's on Coil. And I like to give shout-outs here. Anybody that's going to add something to the space, I'm happy to give him a quick shout-out. And I like conceptually what he's doing here, and I'm willing to bet that a lot of you listening would find content like this to be pretty useful. So here's a blog from September 13th. So it's basically like a daily roundup, and you can see he put content from the YouTubers. It's all in one space. And so you can just kind of see what everybody put out that day, and then you can. It's like, the way I look at it is, if you check this out every day, like you can really pick and choose. So here's all the XRP content and figure out which one's interesting enough for you that you'd want to click on. And so there are links to all the videos here at the bottom. So it's super easy. I think it's really well put together. And so I just wanted to spread the word that somebody else in the community is doing something that I think is beneficial to others. And so yeah, here's the YouTube channel. I listened to his first video. I thought he did a great job. And so I was kind of like, I'm joking sort of, but I was like on Twitter, I was peer pressuring him to starting a YouTube channel. So it turns out like I made I proposed that on Twitter to him. And then it turns out he was actually already kind of considering it at the moment and thinking about looking into it. So I'm really glad that he got out there. There's plenty of space for new XRP YouTubers out there, and I'm happy to support them, including our newest edition here, XRP Moonshine. So if you want to go check it out, I'm sure you can probably just type in XRP Moonshine. He's over to 52 subscribers. That's awesome for 2 days, especially with a brand new channel. And so I'm sure if you just type that into YouTube, you can find him. And if you want to check out his Coil blog, go to coil.com/, Here's the main page, coil.com/u/XRP Moonshine, and you can find it right here. So cool stuff here. All right, last piece for this video. This is from CoinDesk. It's titled, Browser Extensions Can Help Scammers Steal Your Bitcoin, Casa CEO. Browser extensions can help scammers steal your crypto, Casa CEO Jeremy Welch warned the audience at the Baltic Honey Badger Conference in Riga this weekend. Browser extensions impose major risks, and these risks haven't been discussed until this point, Welch said. Extensions can gather a wealth of data which can be leaked, stolen, and used by scammers. One example is browser history, which can expose users' online habits, including crypto-related site visits. Make sure you don't expose your Bitcoin addresses anywhere, Welch warned. Another thing to keep in mind is that some extensions capture users' KYC information and can leak it to scammers. The only major multi-sig system that requires KYC at the moment is the one supplied by Unchained Capital, Welch said. He warns against commonly used consumer software that gathers identity data. As an example, Welch demonstrated how an extension providing wallpapers with inspiring quotes or other content was actually stealing data as you filled in KYC forms. The malware stole graphical data, like a photo of your driver's license, which is captured as a code and then easily decoded, providing an actual picture of your ID document to hackers. And so this is another story that falls under the category of, as my grandpappy used to say, people are no damn good. What a world we live in. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!